this is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living. I'm not a registered or licensed financial advisor, planner, or broker, so nothing on this channel should be taken as a recommendation to buy or sell. I also trade all of these things, so I probably have a vested interest in there. But there's plenty of entertainment value and lots of education, so this will be awesome. For those of you who didn't know, my subscription channel is live. So look at the link in the description over at cryptoinfluencers.com, and you can see how I make all of my trades and what I do and what I think about everything. This channel is for more hypothetical and looking at trends, and the other one is for actual trading, so you might be interested in that. Okay, happy Tuesday, everybody. Boy, do things look different now. I was, on the video last night, I did mention that I was slightly suspicious of that drop without much. It felt a little manipulative. Well, it feels really manipulative right now. Very, very. So let's talk about it. First of all, let's congratulate our winner of the $25 giveaway in Ethereum that happens every single day. And our winner was, let me find him, Cinny. Cinny, thank you for being a part of my free channel. You are awesome. So yeah, if you want to join the giveaway that I do, just go to cryptoinfluencers.com. Make sure you've signed up under my free channel here. Click open chat, and that will give you, just look around for the Calvin Waite channel and $25 giveaway. Just put your Ethereum address in here, and I'll just select one. It's as random as I can get it, but I do appreciate rewarding people for saying hi and showing up in chat to say a few things, which would be, it'd be cool to get a little bit more conversation flowing in here. So that'd be awesome. All right, with that, let's begin. Oh yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow is our live stream day, so definitely join us for that. That's always a good time. Wednesdays are always insane. But yeah, I think Monday and today have probably taken the cake on whatever volatility we would normally find on a Wednesday. So maybe we could actually kick our feet back and just kind of interpret everything at that point. I want to start with Ethereum today. Look at this line. Ethereum has had the most perfect support here, support here, support here. And look at our sell-off yesterday. The bottom of our wick, it touched down on this thing absolutely perfectly. The low of the day was 1778, and if I zoom in really close, it's like 1777.35. Like, this is within $1 of hitting this line perfectly. That is very interesting. Isn't it interesting how these things happen? Supposedly markets happen by the cumulative decision and voice, people voting with their wallets on what what an asset should be worth and that kind of thing. But then you just see these very strange things happening in the markets that are pretty unexplained. Like, the only explanation is that somebody that had enough money to stop this market decided they were going to buy right here and make sure that it went no lower. And that requires a lot of money. So there are groups or individuals that are behind markets, and we just want to be aware that they're there, because the way to successfully trade, especially when you're a small fish in a big pond, is to figure out a little bit of the psyche behind the whales. The people that are moving the markets the most, if you can figure out what they're about to do, or at least align yourself with what they are doing, you're going to probably be a little better off. It's always a gamble. You can look at charts and you can look at everything, and you might think that you have a pretty good idea of what's happening. But if you're not aligned with some of these big market movers, it's going to be hard to get it right every time. And you know what? To be honest, it's hard to get right every time no matter what. But this is very interesting. This kind of reminds you that we're not alone in this market, and we need to be very aware of manipulation. We need to be very aware of potential large moves that are designed to trick you out of your position. That's why I preach to make small positions and don't be too hasty. Let the market play its hand. Don't be in a rush to make a bunch of modifications too early. So a couple of things that we saw happen. First of all, we definitely broke through the 50, we broke through the 20, we broke through the 100, we broke through everything, and we touched this line, but by close, look what we did. We retreated back above our bottom line support, and we retreated back above and found support on the 100-day moving average. This is phenomenal. This is extremely bullish. This shows that we have support in the right place. Nothing's broken down. Pretty awesome move here. So this move was quite a sudden jolt, but now today our day started off by dropping a little bit, and we kind of found support on the bottom of our support range here. And now we're in full reversal mode. We still have 6 hours, so there's no reason to celebrate yet. But this yesterday's close was pretty what would you call that? It was very precise. Let's just say it was exactly what if you were trying to plan this out, it was planned out. This looks like a pretty good place to close. I mean, had we closed above this line, it would have even been better, but not everyone's drawing lines like I am. So this is definitely the majority of the world seeing a line right here. So that is very, very fascinating. And now let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was in worse shape. We definitely cut through the 100. We cut through the 200-week moving average. And guess where we ended up? So here's the same thing. This is that exact same line that I drew on Ethereum. And in this case, it was our candle body that held. So I'm going to, just because we have such a bouncy green day happening, I'm going to move this just slightly. So I'm going to take the endpoint from here and I'm going to move it to here because it just went down a tiny bit. I make adjustments to my lines based on deliberate moves. So where this was before, it was snugged up a little bit closer to the bottom of this candle. And you can tell that the support was meant to be on this line. So I went ahead and just adjusted it a fraction down to that line exactly. This line is still intact, even after today's thing. So even though we are kind of doing this falling wedge, and I didn't move this, I actually kind of don't plan on it. I'm gonna see where this goes. But we've kind of been in this falling wedge, but our intersection of the bottom of this falling wedge happened to be on this rising support. This is point number 3 on this line right here. So it'll be very interesting to see if this comes back into play, and if we see anything coming off of this. I'm a little curious. This is my longest term, view. I guess I don't see anything major here. Okay, but yeah, so Bitcoin is doing some interesting things. We are definitely bouncing. I kind of expected that at some point, at least by the end of the week, we would hold our 200. It should hold. And at this point, we're back above it. So hopefully we will remain above it and gather up some more strength. But so far, look at our weekly chart, man. I mean, this is kind of a bullish chart, if you ask me. Our lowest close was 26,747. We're currently trading right in the vicinity, and we are getting a beautiful reversal candle. I mean, this is the kind of thing you hope for when you're in a bullish position. So I'm glad I didn't get scared out of my longs. I'd rather hold those things. So if at this point we've dropped our wick down, the wick is, arguably, it's as close to these wicks as you could get visually without actually touching them, because that we didn't quite get there. But it's doing the job. anybody would draw a line through here and say, yeah, we flipped from resistance to support. So I would say that the wicks are satisfied. I also would say that the 50-month moving average is satisfied, and we just got support off the 20 and the 200 week. So we still have 5 days to go, but man, if we close anywhere in this vicinity, it is going to be looking very, very good. And if you added any green to this or anything, it would only make things better. So pretty amazing. Very suspicious day yesterday. Dropped when bears were exhausted. I don't know who else. I don't know who thinks that we're going to drop further after we've had all these attempts that never went anywhere. And all we did was find the perfect support places to grab support on the weekly chart and the monthly chart. So it's kind of like, it was almost like the whales knew that the bears were exhausted, and they're like, man, if we're gonna create the right chart structure, we better drop this thing and get it while we're here, because we're about to fly. And that's kind of my opinion. I think we're probably on our way out. I think we're very close. I mean, the weekly is just, we've done everything we needed to do. We've had a falling wedge, we broke out, we've come down and confirmed it as support, and now we've established support on all the other lines that we want. This thing is ready to go, and it really should go strongly, because there are no gaps in this. So what should happen is we should go straight to the 100 from here. That number is 33,000. And honestly, the more methodical and more slowly and cautiously we do this, the better. So right now we can go up as fast as we want, but we want to come back and touch 31,000 as support. So if we do get up here, it'd be really nice to pause and touch it as support, and then continue on our way. So right now, this market has beautiful structure. It has everything. Perfect flips from resistance to support. We got chart formations. We've got everything we want, man. This is looking very, very good. And so, so for Bitcoin, the engine is built properly. Years ago, when we were in 2018, coming out of the bottom, this engine was not built properly. We went way too fast. We didn't come back for support anywhere. We got really toppy. What's crazy is that we had this line that was built up for around 6,000 for months and months and months and months and months and months. We just blew through it like it didn't even exist. And it was just like, we just, there was no structure here. And we paid for it, man. It was so painful. All of this dropping and dropping and dropping. Here we thought we were out, and just total fake out. This was our COVID crash. But yeah, we just, when you don't have the right structure, things get ugly. And here, the structure was beautiful. Nice and slow, methodical. We broke out, we came back for support, we broke out, we came back for support, we broke out, we came back for support. We did this all the way up, except for here. This is when we started getting toppy. And but this is when Bitcoin went from $200 to 20,000. So these things are these moves can be enormous if you get the right structure. And I would love to get the right structure. I'd rather build the ship right and really launch this thing than get overexcited and just stagnate. So this looks phenomenal. But yeah, Ethereum is unreal. This chart looks so good. We just got everything we wanted. Look at on the weekly. Weekly Ethereum, total support off the 20, bounced like we touched a hot stove, and we are ready to move up, man. We are imminently ready to move up. And today's really painting that picture. Look at this. This is the chart I was looking at earlier today. So this is our Ethereum to Bitcoin on the weekly. Look what is happening here. So if I zoom way out, Ethereum versus Bitcoin has been a struggle for many years, since the existence of Ethereum almost. I mean, there's a case that we could probably bring this down to this starting area. You know what I mean? So for the entire history, we've built this wedge. And if you're trading in a wedge and you're bullish, which side do you want to spend the most time on? Do you want to spend the most time at the top side of this thing or on the bottom side of this thing? We only touched the bottom of this thing maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times, just enough to establish that there's a line here, but we touched it in a very interesting way. So first of all, candle body, that's where things begin. Just a tippy toe on the line, and then a candle body on the line. So that means we're getting closer and closer to the line. The next time we touched it, it was many months later, and we just got a hot stove reaction. Just a total tippy toe on that thing. And then, ever since then, we've been moving to the top of our channel. So we finally got there in 2021. Yeah, about beginning of this is like a year and a half ago. And forever after, we have been hugging this line. Green zone, yellow zone, green zone, yellow zone, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow. Our 50 is absolutely flat. And our 100 is now absolutely flat. This is on the weekly. Like, talk about a consolidation. But all along, we're building higher supports all the way through. And we're getting to a, you know, there's just this pressure cooker situation. When you're trading, you look for these pressure cookers where it's the calm before the storm. It's when things are boring. It's when all of the averages are all on top of each other. You just wait for these moments, because this is when the most explosive moves happen. And so Bitcoin versus Ethereum, this week we are starting a brand new green zone. We have what's cool is that the 100 was recently higher than our 50, and now our 50's crossed above. So we have both of our averages almost on top of each other, but the 50 is providing momentum. We have the 9 crossing the 20, so we have momentum here. We're snuggling up against the top side of this descending channel that's, you know, like half a decade old. Like, it's crazy. Like, there is so much about to happen, and it is going to be explosive. So Ethereum's about to outpace Bitcoin in a major way, in a major, major way. If I go drop down to the daily, you can kind of see how this is all lining up. Recently, we were watching this exit of the red zone here, and now the 50's above the 100 on the daily. We're well above our 9 and 20, so they're both sloping upwards. We just barely, in the last few days, yesterday especially, confirmed a bounce above the 200, and then you can see our 50 and 100 week moving average playing all in this area. And guess where price action is? Right above. Like, it's so pretty. And see this blue line? This is that giant blue line that I drew on the weekly. I mean, this is enormous. So to see this in our current charts, and that this is, you know, what is this? 2017. So this is 3 years later, or excuse me, 6 years later. We are now about to interact with this in the next couple of months. Man, buckle up. It's going to be awesome. So there are some really interesting things happening in our market. And all the while, Bitcoin dominance is still in the yellow zone. It's jumping today because Bitcoin's being pushed around. And the other thing I was noticing, so look at this chart here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it was Ethereum dominance. The Ethereum dominance chart is one that is very interesting. Look how long we've been in this green zone. This is amazing. And not only are we in the green zone, but we are stretching our moves out to the upside. So this is on the daily chart. Our 50's all the way down here at 20%. We're up here at 20.78. We have our 100 rising, our 200 rising. Our 50 week just crossed the 100 week. So this is all rising. Now let me zoom out a little bit. Look at this thing. You see how we've consolidated ever since, May of 2021. This is 2 years ago. Ethereum dominance 2 years ago was in the vicinity of where we are now. And what's interesting is we had a brief red zone here, and we have not looked back. We have been building strength ever since. And so if I kind of really zoom out, you can kind of see where we've come from. Ethereum dominance kind of shot up because it was the only show in town back in 2017. But it dropped off quickly when the bear market came and alts got murdered and all that good stuff. But it is making a major comeback. It is starting to gather market share, just gigantically impressive way. So now I'm going to zoom back in and I'm going to flip us over to the weekly and look at where we are on the weekly. So of the most recent, these are the last 2 years of price actions, we have not closed, our most recent week closed higher than we have seen since September of 2022. So it has been a long time since we've been in prices like this. And our current price, where we are, and not price, I'm talking about percentage, because this is Ethereum dominance percent. Of all of the coins in the world, Ethereum makes up 20.77% of all crypto. Well, our current price is currently trading in the vicinity of the top 2 closes that we've ever had on a weekly basis. And that is right up here. And then before that, of course, you'd have to go back to, it's even higher than this in 2018. So we were back here in January of 2018. Like that was when we were here, and we weren't there long. We popped up and we were just gone for years. So the structure and the strength and the buildup that we are creating on Ethereum is unbelievable. Ethereum dominance is about ready to take off. And Ethereum versus Bitcoin is about to take off. And if Ethereum takes off, guess what that's going to do to altcoins? It's going to be awesome. We're about to have a massive, massive alt season, and it should be fireworks. Ethereum is doing everything right. Like, it is exactly where it should be. The market is telling us, the chart structure is telling us, and all the fundamentals are in place. Look, we have 3 million more Ethereum staked than when we began on the Shanghai hard fork, and that's with regardless of the fact that 3 million have been withdrawn. So 6 million have been deposited, and we're just about to 16% of the entire Ethereum supply is now being staked, and they're being handsomely rewarded. 7% more Ethereum annually. Man, if you're holding Ethereum, I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of this for free. And then if Ethereum's going up in price, man, it's going to make more and more people interested in holding and staking. So it's just the whole thing is just absolutely amazing. So there's some pretty cool things happening. This is definitely a time to be in crypto. we're definitely, with all of the bad news that's happening with the SEC and everyone being threatened and everything else, the charts are showing that it's a place for safety. Like, people are coming to crypto in droves, and Ethereum's about to be the big winner here. Okay, one more just speculation. Here's something interesting to think about. So we were kind of talking about this after the pro channel. We do this kind of live chat, and we'll just hang out and talk about markets and answer questions and everything. If you look at this Ethereum Bitcoin chart again, if this breaks out to the upside, what do you think will happen? So a wedge, this is how the technicals would work on a wedge. Technically, you should take the price from here to here, and then you would add that. So you'd add 0.13 to the breakout zone. 0.13277. So if we broke out, let's just put it over here. 0.13277, somewhere in here. Could you imagine Ethereum trading at 1/5 of a Bitcoin? Like, just think about that. Is that even possible? It sounds aggressive. It sounds very aggressive. But that's what the target would be on a breakout for this chart. And you know, let's just put a number behind that, and not that this is just has to happen, but it's interesting to think. So Bitcoin right now is pretty much trading at 26,700. And if Bitcoin, or if Ethereum ended up being 0.20708 of a Bitcoin right now, that would be a $5,529 Ethereum. This divided by our current price of 1874 is 3 times higher. A triple without Bitcoin moving. Now, let's go back. I wish there was an undo. Anyway, so let me multiply that again by 1874. Okay, so this was our price. Now think about Bitcoin on the move. If Bitcoin is trading at 26,000, and you know, I mean, would it be unreasonable to think that in the next 2 years we could hit 100,000? You know, could Bitcoin quadruple by then? So even if it only tripled, let's say we came short, we got new all-time high, and everyone was faked out. I don't think that'll happen, but we'll just go with that as the worst best case scenario. I'll just multiply this by 3, and I mean, look at this number, $16,000 Ethereum. It's definitely something to think about when we're trading at 1,800. We could potentially be putting a 0 on the back of Ethereum. And so, yeah, I don't know. You kind of have to look at this from a real broad perspective. You know, yesterday, the price went down by $50 or $100. I think where we're going, nobody's going to care about that $100. As long as you can stay in the game, stay liquid, stay involved, I think there's a reward out there for the people that are willing to take the gamble. So anyway, some things to think about. It's pretty fun to speculate on stuff like this, but it also doesn't feel like it's too far away. Things are about to, you know, you only build up 6 years until you actually break out. And then, you know, these things happen. They happen fast. The move from the bottom to the top of this, let me move it over so you can see. The bottom of this to the top of this, this happened in 6 months. Like, if we break out, we can break out. So, anyway, should be fun. We'll talk to you guys on the live stream tomorrow. We'll see y'all. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. Make sure you keep those trades small. Don't force a trade. Don't get impatient. And if you want to see how all this works, please come over and check me out on the subscription channel at cryptoinfluencers.com. Again, the link is in the description.